This is Steve Ridgel, and tomorrow my grandson, Jake Gilbreth, turns 19. Now, in some ways, it's hard for me to believe that Jake's going to be 19. And in other ways, he seemed like a grown man for the past 3 or 4 years. But I want to tell you today some things I love about Jake and why I appreciate him. And I do that with all the people in my family on their birthdays because it's important to know why people love you and why people appreciate you and why people are proud of you. Everyone needs to hear it. And I tell Jake that a lot, but here are just a few of the reasons why I love and appreciate Jake. Jake's a good kid, and I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. Jake is a hard worker. Jake is kind. Jake helps people. Jake is always appreciative of things. He never fails to say thank you for everything we do for him. Jake is just one of those people. I would trust Jake with anything. He's honest. He's dependable. I love that about Jake. Jake's a hard worker. He's held a job at the same place for the last 4 years or so, and it's really impressive. And number two, I love and appreciate Jake because Jake's an overcomer. Man, Jake's had a lot of help from some good role models in his life. I really appreciate his stepfather, Tim. I appreciate his uncle, Jodan. I've tried to be a role model for Jake. But I'm going to tell you, Jake's done a lot on his own. And I appreciate that because when life's hard sometimes, and you have things you have to overcome, some people just don't make it. And I really appreciate Jake for having the stick-to-itiveness to do and to become and to grow. And I love Jake for that. Jake's always been able to accomplish a lot of things. He's had businesses since he was 10 or 11. He did custom sneakers for a while, and he did a YouTube video that had over 20,000 subscribers, and Jake's done a lot of things, got his first job on his own, and Jake's just impressive with things like that. Jake's now in college at Texas State Technical College, TSTC, and he'll do really well at whatever field he wants to go into. But I tell you one other thing I love and appreciate about Jake. Jake has always tried to figure out Jesus for himself, not for everybody else, not for any church, not to please me. Jake tries to figure it out for himself. I still remember when Jake decided to start coming to church on his own, by himself, for himself, and to figure out God on his own. He's been a key part of our Jesus Journey class, and he's still trying to figure out exactly what it is that God wants from him and how to serve God and how to follow God. But I love that because every day I see more and more Jesus qualities in Jake, and I'm confident someday he'll figure out exactly what God wants him to do, and he'll make that decision to give his life to Jesus. And when he does, Jake will be in it for the long haul. There won't be any quitting Jake, and I love that about him. So Jake, I love you. I'm proud of you. In a lot of ways, you're exactly the man I wish I was. And so thank you for being who you are, and thanks for helping your old pops a whole lot out at the ranch. This is Steve Ridgel celebrating Jake's 19th birthday.